Hey, everybody, it's the coach. You're tuned in to Sunday Night Football on EA.
All right, Coach, we are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Chicago Bears and the Houston Texans. That is 4. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. Leading him out is their quarterback, the former 12th overall pick. Some refer to him as the natural, Deshaun Watson.
Well, his ratio was good last week. Most quarterbacks are really excited about a 3-to-1 ratio, but it's flipped in the wrong direction. He threw 3 interceptions, not touchdown passes, and he only had the 1 TD pass in that game. So he's trying to turn that around and find a way for his team to win.
This is it. 18, 59. Not today, you are. Not today.
Now a first down throw, Watson. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down. And let's look here at the Houston offense.
And I think we'll see a renewed sense of urgency out of this team this week because they have to make sure they don't waste this homestand. They had a home game last week, lost it. Now they've got the second straight. They've got to take advantage of it, get a win before they head out on the road.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there, Hal. 49, check 49, check.
The first carry now. This is Johnson. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down. We'll look now at our starting defense. Currently number 1 in the NFL against the run.
Most of their challenges have come in the passing game because against the run, they've been pretty darn good. Now they've got to figure out a way to slow down those receivers before they get downfield and maybe make a few more plays on the ball when it's in the air.
An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. Yeah, boy, from up here, I don't think Johnson got there. No, he did not. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Not the best of starts here offensively. You're back home. You lost a couple games in a row, and here's an early 3-and-out to start things off.
And I think they were counting on being at home and having the home crowd carry them along a little bit to help things get better. But the bottom line is you don't get the crowd involved until you play better. They've got to create some first downs, some big plays, things of that nature to make sure that the crowd is right there with them.
Black 22. Let's go, defense. Let's get out.
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen.
Hey, check 24. Check 24. Check.
The rushing numbers last week for Cohen. 16 carries, 61 yards.
I can't remember the last time we did a game and a coach didn't talk about establishing the run first. But they've lost 2 straight games, so they still want to do that, but they've got to have some contingencies, some other options. Expect them maybe to throw it a little bit to open up things and maybe run it a little bit more later in the game.
From the 24, Winston. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line.
Let's go. Let's do it.
A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Here's Winston. He finds Robinson. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Throwing again on second down. Winston. Robinson's got it. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. So after the penalty, heading in the wrong direction, 2nd and 15. On 2nd down, Montgomery. And he's got room. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 38. Now a first carry for their fullback. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. A look now at our starting defense. They're just below the cut line for top half of the league, 17th in the NFL against the run.
This is an area of the game that they definitely have to improve because right now, against the pass, top 10 in the league. But against the run, that's where the struggles have come in. Got to find a way to make sure they stop runners before they get started.
Ready. Quit talking about it. Flip. Hey, watch the edge, watch the edge. Easy. You got tight right there. Check, let's go.
On 2nd down, it's Cohen. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a pickup of 10 and a Bears first down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage. Well, we saw them there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Trying to get it to Tariq Cohen out of the backfield. 3rd down here.
Yeah, good game catching the ball in the backfield a week ago. And they're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting is taking over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs because he can really impact this offense. On 3rd down, Winston. Open man is Miller. He's got it. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, it has to be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
And he's got his man. That's Robinson. Touchdown, Bears. Allen Robinson, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. This is a crew, they've come out flat, but just judging by the energy level, they look different here early, and that touchdown shows how.
Touchdown gets them off the treadmill. Because you know, you've been on the treadmill. I've seen you work out. You go forever and ever, and it tells you you've gone somewhere, but you really have. You're in the same spot. They've exchanged it for an escalator. Still got some hills to climb, but they can get there.
These are good analogies. I run outside sometimes, though. You know, get some fresh air, a little sun on your face.
A little wind in there.
Yeah, that's right. And here comes the Texans now. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Give them 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of 1st downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A gain there of 21 yards.
Here we go.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Mike, what is that? 19! I'm coming after you! I'm coming after you!
A first down carry here for Johnson. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Watch the safety creep.
On second down now, it's Johnson. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
This is caught. It's Cooks. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. It'll be a pickup of 4. Good enough to earn him yet another first down.
Check set. 19. 59. Like the 59. Come to my world. We want it.
On first down, it's Watson. Looking for his tight end, Clay, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 48, 20, 10, and he will score. Touchdown, Chicago.
Good work, boys. Let's go.
Well, partner, I do know this. If you're a defensive back, you have more chances to make a team now than ever because people are using 5 defensive backs, 6 defensive back packages. Not exclusively, but way more than before. That was a nickel package there, and what a pick-off.
Why is that? Why are they using that more?
Because more people are throwing the ball on earlier downs than ever before. This has become a passing league, and because of that, more defensive backs on the field on most plays.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now out comes Houston. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. He shows you right there, he can do more than just cover in the secondary from that free safety position.
Yeah, the evolution of the position has really been significant, hasn't it? Because a lot of teams no longer have a free safety, strong safety designation. They just have safeties. So wherever the ball is, one can be close to the line of scrimmage, one can be deep, and vice versa. On that play, how about that tackle we just saw? Pretty nice.
What makes a draw play like that successful?
Well, we did see where he made the first wave miss, and that was a big part of it. But a lot of it is just being actors back there, making the defense think it's going to be a pass.
Had a bit of a lane there, took advantage of it. Give him 7 there on the first down carry. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Check three.
Now a give right side. It's Brooks. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
59, Mike to 59. Rip left.
Watson on 3rd down. He's got a man complete. It's Clay. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
The loss of 3 on that first down pass play. Now 2nd and 13.
Check. Wait. Kill. Hey, kill. 5 on the 50. Hey, switch. 5 on the 50. Check 9, check 9. 25, check 25.
They'll run on second down with Cohen. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. It'll be a 5-yard pickup there. So from 2nd and 13, they're back to a more manageable 3rd and 8.
Green, triple team. Go. 55's mine, guys. 55. Let's go. Let's go.
Winston from the gun on 3rd down. Lets it go for Nelson. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And we focus on Duke Johnson now. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. Out of the gun, Watson. And that's complete to Cooks. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Watson. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away. But it does get away and it's 2nd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter. A lot of time to change. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 15. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line. He was looking that time for Stills. That's sort of a 2nd quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a 2nd one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the 2nd.
Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
But one thing's for sure, when you get a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. On 2nd down, Winston again. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Had to pass there. 3rd and long on your own side of the field. Just couldn't come up with anything.
That's why teams always talk about having to win the early downs, meaning you've got to gain yardage and set yourself up for 3rd and short, because when it's 3rd and long, the odds go down significantly trying to pick up the 1st down, even throwing the football.
Brandon Cooks and the rest of the offensive crew trotting back into place out there. Well, September sure treated him kindly. Now we flip over to October. Any reason to think that those numbers drop, or can he keep the pace up?
Well, he can keep the pace up, but it's going to get a lot more difficult now. To me, it's a lot like baseball, all right? When guys, when they first hit the league, whether it's a pitcher or a hitter, and they go through the league the first time and they're hot, people go, wow, what a phenom. Then they get tape on them. They get scouting reports. They start to do different things. Let's see if he's going to adapt and expand his game in order to keep up that type of production.
That's a good call because he's a known entity. See how they defend him going forward. On first down, Watson. Screenplay, Johnson. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. That first down completion only netted them 3. Second and 7.
Right here. We got to step it up.
Here's Watson. Dumping it off for Johnson. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
58, the mic. I got you, son.
On first and 10, Watson. This complete to the tight end, Clay. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. That throw good for 4. It's second down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Again, it's Watson. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. Stills the intended target, and now it's 3rd down. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. To the air yet again, Watson. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Bobby McCain. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10.
Watch out.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So we have, due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So here are the Bears to take over on offense. They lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football.
Hey, let's get it converted. Easy. Switch. Watch the edge. Check.
3rd quarter starting with a run from Montgomery. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
3rd quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
They'll run it here. This is their fullback getting the carry. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 10 and a Bears first down.
I know a lot of times we like to put players in certain boxes. He does this and he does that. But this guy, he can do a little bit of everything. He's not just a lead blocker or a guy who protects the passer. Handing the ball, he might want to get out of the way.
First down, a run with Cohen. Oh, Cohen lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. They'll try to throw now. Winston under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Bernardrick McKinney muscled his way in for the sack.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go into the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
I'm going to wedge that, huh?
3rd and long for Winston. Wilson. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 44-yard line. Jameis to throw it. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Jam. He's coming. We got something. Let's go.
Uses the stiff arm. Solid running on the carry, but still brought down just inside the 40. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave them with a 3rd down and 6 to go.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now.
Mike, 55. Right there in the middle. 55. Watch the right. Watch the right.
To the air again with Winston. Open man there is Patterson, complete. What a methodical drive this is turning out to be. That time 9 yards, and the sticks move again.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Let's go. Switch. Showing it. Watch twist. Follow. Twist. Tighten up.
Winston now to throw on 1st down. Wide open receiver, complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
I'd have to say they're feeling like they are in rhythm right now. Things are in sync, aren't they? Team's winning, got a nice little margin on the scoreboard, completing some passes, and they just completed another one for a 1st down there to the tight end.
Back. Slam. Check nickel. Hey, let's go.
Again, it's Winston. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
You think you gonna get this? Bang. Let's go.
Jameis again. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
A good pickup there, 26 yards. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. That's caught out wide by Stills. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. Now on 2nd and 13. Watson. It's complete. Stills. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 39.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. Another example of just a dominant performance by this defense.
Yeah, you hear all the time about teams that try to steal signals from the other side and try and learn their signs and their tendencies. It's almost like they got the answers to the exam the night before and were well prepared for this final.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. That's good for a Texan 1st down, a 12-yard pickup.
That's how you get right up off of the mat, because on the last play, they stoned him in the backfield and dropped him for a loss. But he's the type of guy that scared me a little bit because he's not daunted. Just got right back up, showed some confidence, and picked up a first down in his very next run.
They try to run on first down, but this defense says no dice. They stop him a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage. The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Here's Watson, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him on what will be the final play of quarter number 3. Back now in Houston. It's Texans football, but they trail here as we get started in the fourth quarter. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. They will indeed snap it to Watson. And that is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Bears will get the football back. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on fourth.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line.
5-0, 5-0, 5-0. Easy, easy, easy. Wait. Sit. Wide. Get him, go. Shit.
Here's Winston. And this is incomplete.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. The catch made by Miller. It's a pickup of 10 and a Bears first down.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or a takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Allen Robinson, the intended receiver. But it's going to be 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Here's Winston. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
And Robinson with a big catch. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
Has a pretty good throw on the curl route there. 3rd down, and they pick up a first.
Defense should be aware for that, right?
They should be aware, but it was so hard sometimes.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Because when they sell that route really well, you think they're going upfield, then they curl back, show their numbers to the quarterback, and complete the play.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Right there in the middle, 55. I'm going to run you.
Play action. Now, Winston. This is caught by Robinson. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 25-yard line.
Ready, flag with the pass. First down. He can't hit. Easy.
They go play action here on first down. He'll find Miller. That's complete. 14 yards into Chicago, first down. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
They'll run on first down. Cohen. A good display of power, but it will only get him just inside the 5 to the 4. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down, fourth quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. David Montgomery, his first touchdown on the year as the Bears push further out in front.
And while no one on the offensive line will get the 6 points next to their name, they should be credited with this one. Tremendous blocking to get the runner into the end zone.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 21-0. A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told. And it was David Montgomery's touchdown run that polished it all off. This is taken at the 3. Twisting away. And a nice job there on special teams as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. What they got, though, they got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
To throw is Watson. He's got a man complete. It's Clay. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A big one there for the Texans, 18 yards. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Duke Johnson, the one he was looking for. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Throwing again is Watson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
I think this one offensively, this is one where you just say, let's move on. Let's not even watch the game tapes from this one.
Yeah, you might just want to throw it in the trash, act like it was never there in the first place.
Yeah, just say we're good. I actually have heard of a coach in the past who took his team out to the practice field and ceremonially buried the game film from the prior game when they got clobbered. That was his way of putting it behind them.
Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. Watson now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Off the draw. Here's Johnson. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Brandon Cooks. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Texans get a bit closer. And Charles, the defender, was there. He just didn't get it.
Sometimes these plays turn into basketball in a sense, with 2 guys going up for the football. Which guy's going to box the other away from it and grab it?
Yeah, I know you hear it a lot, but it's just the will to get it, right?
Oh, without a doubt. The will, as well as some really nice touch on the ball that was thrown.
And some talent, too. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They run. This is Cohen. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now a carry here for their fullback. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively they burn it here with 1:51 left. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
36.
From the shotgun, it's Winston. And that is incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and that'll push the lead up to 17. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for...
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Clay, the intended receiver. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. The win for the Bears just around the corner. They go down to a knee. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the 1 touchdown, and that was all she wrote.
Almost want to do the defense chant right now, right? Defense with a couple of claps in there, but no one wants to hear that from me. Let's just talk about how they got it done, though. When you take care of every aspect of the game, shut down the run, control the airways, right? Make sure the quarterback is harassed. This type of performance you get. They can't fashion together any offense, no consistency, and they just took control.
So for the Bears, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Houston, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Baltimore Ravens. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.